Peasants in cities were impacted, as their wages did not increase at the same rate as inflation, and they were not making enough money to make a living. Many farmers did not use a lot of coins, rather trading materials instead. These peasants often struggled to get enough cash to pay taxes, and subsequently lost or sold their fields when they could not afford to pay taxes. The loss of farmers led to a decline in crop production in Rome. Agricultural production was the main trade item from Western Rome. The lack of surplus led to a decline in trade. We can see this in the many trade routes going from Western Rome to India and Asia that were abandoned in the 3rd century. When many farmers could not afford to farm their own land, they sold it and went to work under large landowners. This allowed large landowners to be extremely successful, and they took advantage of bankrupt farmers by using abandoned fields. Eventually, laws were passed regarding these peasants, saying that their posterity also had to work for the same landowners. The decline of peasants' rights was not beneficial to the government, as they were not receiving taxes or products from these peasants. While the downfall of Rome was definitely a huge deal, this wasn't the first time that an empire as big as Rome fell for these reasons. In fact, we can make similar connections to what happened in the Persian Empire and Han Empire of China. All three empires can be modeled as a core and a periphery. At the core is the main central government in charge of everything, and the periphery is made up of smaller provincial governors. One of the main causes attributed to the fall of Persia and Han China is the gradual transfer of power from core to periphery. The core struggled to maintain a strong hold on the people and governors as the empire grew larger. Succession disputes also arose, as elites struggled to gain more power by putting their families on the throne. Over time, these problems developed into the provincial bureaucrats becoming more independent and more powerful than the central government. Something else that the empires experienced as a result of this central loss of power was a large number of rebellions. Elites or other groups of people would rise up and try to overthrow the central government. While they never succeeded, the civil wars that resulted took a huge toll on the resources of the central government. To regain resources, the government needed money, so they raised taxes on the people. Unfortunately, this caused the people to become more outraged, prompting more rebellion. And so, a vicious cycle began, where the empire couldn't stop rebellions or raise enough money to quell the rage of the people. Certainly we can draw parallels between Persia, Han China, and Rome. So while Rome was an unstoppable superpower at the height of its empire, its decline was inevitable.